But then the filter gallery is full of things like artistic. You can do a color cutout. That's kind of nice. Colored pencil, which does not look like colored pencil. Paint daubs, which is a little more, yeah, I guess. Painting with a palette knife simplifies it. So you can see where somebody's going to get real excited about all this junk in here. You have brush strokes. You can do ink outlines. That's terrible. Cross hatching. You don't see any real cross hatching. You have distortions. Ocean ripple. Like he's looking at you through a shower door, which is nice and terrifying. Although some women may be like, well, that's okay. There are things like turning it into a halftone pattern. And it makes it red like this, so only the red will print the little holes to screen print through. Torn edges. And then you can change, how high the contrast is. Too much. Smoothness. No, we want it less smooth. Image balance less. There we go. Denzel slowly coming out. You've got a stamp. That looks a little woodcutty, not too bad. Then you got other stylizations, and then you got texturizers, like they say this is stained glass, and I'm like, no, that's more of a beehive. Adding grain, though. Now, this one can come in handy when you're trying to match the age of like an old photo with a new photo. You do canvas, you can do brick, like a mural of him, and I'm going to make the bricks bigger. Make the bricks way big. There we go. And I'll up the relief a little bit. And I'm going to do top left for our lighting. There we go. Now we get mural of Denzel on a brick wall. Okay, so I'm going to get out of the filter gallery now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is the 3D. Now, we won't use 3D a lot, but what's happened is Adobe purchased the 3D software called Cinema 4D. And they're trying to add a 3D object building or a 3D, where you can add textures and colors to your 3D objects in Photoshop to where you can scan actual things like fibers or hair and add them to 3D objects. View. This is your zoom in, zoom out, fit on screen. Print size. Being able to see extras or not see extras. This would be like if you wanted to use guidelines or something like that. And you can see layer edges, guides. This thing called slices, you'll see that quite often. Don't ever mess with it because it's an ancient, defunct way of making websites from Photoshop documents. And it worked for a long time, and there's probably still tons of small business websites that were built this way, that still exist this way, but that's a long dead approach. Your rulers, your snapping. Oh God, I hate snapping. So I've turned my snapping off. Every time you're trying to line something up, it just drives you nuts. Getting guides out of your rulers. And then window, of course, is if you can't find a palette, the application frame, the options, your tools, all of these things, if you can't find them, they're under window. Okay? So that'll be the end of this little video. I don't want them to be so big I can't upload them, so I'm doing them in small chunks. So this one is called the File Menu of Photoshop, and I'll see you in the next video.